who attended a show at the Salt Shed last month may need some medical attention.
Chicago's health department says bats were seen flying around the music venue while the band Goose was performing on September 12th. Bats in the Chicago area are known to carry rabies. Exposure can be dangerous since bats have small teeth. Their bites can be almost detectable. Dr. Janet Curran, why don't you say it for me? There you go. Cairns is a medical director at the Chicago Department of Public Health. I knew I was going to stumble over that. Thank you for being with us. Let's talk a little bit about this. So how did it come to the attention of the Chicago Department of Health?
First, thank you so much for having me. So we were made aware of a report where someone let us know that when they were at that concert, they had direct contact with a bat. And so just even one bat alone could potentially, have contact with other people. And we wanted to let people know of the potential risk.
All right, so this is a very large venue that would have had hundreds of people, perhaps thousands of people that night. What are you asking those individuals to do? Because obviously not everybody would have had contact with the bat that night.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we're really only concerned about people who either had direct contact with a bat or were known to be either bitten or scratched by a bat. For the vast majority of people that were there, really there's nothing that they need to do. But if anyone did have contact with a bat, then they should talk with a healthcare provider because there are things that we can do. So bats, as you mentioned, can carry rabies. We obviously don't know in this case whether the bat had rabies or not. But as a precaution, we would want people, if they had direct contact or were bitten or scratched, to get what's called rabies post-exposure prophylaxis in order to prevent the development of rabies.
And is the treatment for potential rabies exposure still as tough as I remember when we were kids, where there were like a bunch of shots on your stomach and things like that?
Unfortunately, it is a series of shots. Luckily, not in your stomach. Most of the time, it's in the arm. So similar to something like a flu shot. Usually, the way it works is it's a series of kind of 5 or so shots over a 2-week period. So on the first day, you would get both the rabies vaccine and then what's called rabies immunoglobulin, essentially like antibodies against rabies. And then you would get an additional 3 doses of the rabies vaccine during that time.
Okay, good to know. But at least as of right now, what we know is that this individual did not contract rabies, just we are reporting on a bite. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, correct. Okay. No one in Chicago has contracted rabies. What we're really just concerned about is that people could have potentially been exposed, and we want people who were exposed to take the proper precautions so they did not actually develop illness.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Jana Cairns. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. More news for you now.